let me introduce you to nunchucks. Okay, now, don't worry too much about where they're invented. Various people claim to have invented them. Frankly, they will have turned up all over the place, anywhere where people grew rice. So if you imagine any agricultural culture that is under the military control of a dictator or conqueror, where people are banned from carrying weapons, invariably they end up using their normal hand tools as weapons, and they find ways of doing that, which is why very often you'll see some very weird and wonderful weapons that are particularly developed in places like China. Now, so the nunchuck is basically a rice flail. Well, what I mean by that is, if you imagine you cut the rice, you let it dry, you use two pieces of wood with a piece of rope or chain in between, and you bash it. And all that does is release the husk from the grains of rice. Now, that said, they do actually make quite an effective weapon because, of course, once something is spinning, they can be moving an awful lot faster than simply hitting with a stick does, because you've got that extra centrifugal force that you don't have when you're using a stick. All right? Now, what that means for us is this. They develop coordination rather nicely, because if you're practicing, say, with a stick, you can do it very slowly. When you're doing it using a nunchuck, because the very nature of the fact that they're spinning kind of means you can't just stop halfway through a spin. So they dictate a certain speed of movement that then dictates a certain speed of thinking. So they increase your fluidity, they increase your, think of it as brain gym. All right? So incredibly useful thing to practice, added to which, frankly, they're a lot of fun and you can do some cool stuff with them. So enjoy them.